All right, so we're gonna take a little break from the Wizard's Tower, change the scenery up a bit. Today we're gonna build a camp for our hunter here. This should be pretty cool. As you can see, I already set up a workstation ready for building. And I think the first thing we want to do is determine where the center of camp is gonna be. And I think this spot right here is perfect. We'll go ahead and just place a couple of chairs here. Gotta have some tree stump chairs around a campfire. Now, a lot of this camp is gonna be more primitive because she's a hunter. She doesn't need much and it's a camp. So we're gonna be using a lot of the raw material blocks, the original wood, the original stone, things like that. All right, and that should do to start. We'll come back to this later. But first, let's get her shelter built. And I think we're gonna tuck her shelter in here. So we'll go ahead and pull these plants out. Yeah, I think something right in there should be pretty cool.
My idea for her shelter is a simple A-frame. I started with her cooking source or fireplace. This makes sense to me because it's made from stone, so we'll get it in position first and build the rest of the shelter around that. Then we can lay some stone to cordon off our shelter space.
Okay, so I got this basically framed out. Now we're just gonna throw the roof on it. In order to do that, we're gonna give ourselves a template. All right, once we got our template down, we could just add in all of our roof blocks. And it looks like one more night without a shelter.
Sometimes it's nice to step back and put together little builds like this. I built the hunter a small camp in my main town and I love the idea. Instead of building some complex or huge house, it made sense that she would have a small primitive camp, or a cabin, though that build will be coming in a later video.
I wanted to try and save this tree, but I guess we'll just get rid of it. We can plant another one behind it or something. Okay, and I want to bring this out, I think, by 1. And then we can just get rid of our template. All right, now we just got to tighten up this corner. Yep, something like that. Now coming to this side, we'll do something similar. Bring it out a little bit, bring it up. I think that'll do just fine. Okay, and that's it. Super simple. It's just a shelter, but now we can get this thing decorated. Okay, we're gonna try and put the bed right here. I got this little rustic shelf. We'll put this thing, I don't know, maybe turn it. I'm gonna put it like that. We throw one of these little buckets on there. Definitely a candle. We fit this rug like under the bed at an angle, maybe? Sure. Yeah, that works.
When decorating this, we must keep in mind the simplicity of camp, right? We want items that can be carried here by hand, horse and trailer, or crafted and built on site. That's what's going to bring this build together and make it believable as a campsite.
All right, and then some support struts across here. And then down in the middle, I think would look good too, like that. Yep, and I'll do the front. I think I want to finish this off here. Just kind of tuck these rocks in there, just like that. Bring it out a little bit here. Yep, I think that looks good. Okay, now we can start shaping our camp. So I'm gonna come over here to the fire pit And I placed some sand down here. Sorry, I mean dirt road block. And we're just gonna spread this out around here. Okay, like that. We'll bring some this way too. I'll keep bringing it around in between these trees to our flame altar there. All right, coming back to our stone, we're just gonna put in a little staircase here.
These stairs should be simple and unorganized. Like she just grabbed rocks that were laying around to place here for making it easier to get up and down this berm.
All right, now coming up here, we're gonna place this fence just in between these trees, probably like that. And maybe we can get another one down low here to kind of separate these two elevations. I think that's gonna be the spot right there. And we can grab our hoe and just kind of push this towards that fence, just like that. That works just fine. Okay, let's get this fire pit all fixed up and decorated.
What's the most utilized area of any camp? It's the fire pit. So we'll play around with the aesthetics of this area until we can get it right. I'll adjust the fire pit and move the chairs a few times until I land on something that just fits. Laying some rocks down first and then placing your cooking station on those will add to the already detailed workstation. It's pretty cool. Then we can add some cast iron pots around for the look of it being used, maybe for this morning's coffee and breakfast. Following that, we'll add some details around the area like packaged supplies that she got from town or traded with other survivors. I then had the cool idea of putting a bow stand outside her shelter and then draping a hide over the entryway and placing a shield over it. This totally has a Viking appeal that I think works well here.
All right, that's looking good. So now coming over here, we're gonna build a butcher's table.
Once again, this structure should be simplistic. Just a workspace for processing her game in a shaded area. It's tough work and induces a lot of sweating. I'm sure she'll appreciate the shade. But you'll see this go through slight variations as I dial in what I want this thing to look like. I decided opening up in the back will allow for good airflow to sweep away the stench. Now we'll do the dagger on a table trick from the mountain cottage build. This always takes a few tries to make sure your daggers are oriented in the manner that you wish. On this one, I had to delete the dirt below to get the daggers to sit at the appropriate height. Anyway, we'll get these placed so she has some sharp knives at the ready for processing her game. Now to add other details like a pot for collecting fat or fresh meat, a bucket for unwanted animal material, and a few other items, including a bow rack where she can rest her bow before getting to work on her game. There are some other last minute details I add to this thing towards the end of the episode, which really brought it to life.
Okay, now back in here, we're gonna have to move our chairs, that's okay. Back here is just gonna be like her overall little work area. So she'll have her own little mini forge over here. We'll put that there. And we'll put this tanning station over here somewhere. Get some hand tools down like that. Maybe a barrel over here. See if we could do a couple of these small chests just because they look like they've been crafted together. Maybe another one over here. That might look good, like that. do that with our chairs. All right, now grabbing some fence. We'll just kind of squeeze this back here, and then another one that dips in this way. There we go. All right, now out this way, we're gonna make the path coming into camp.
Normally with bigger, more intricate builds, you want the entry to the area to be appealing and draw you in. But this is a small campsite that should be somewhat hidden, so we'll break that rule this time. This is just a walkway towards the camp, so I won't get crazy with it. I'll lay my path, add some fences, change my campfire chair placement a few more times, and later plant some vegetation around the area.
All right, up next is the archery range. So we'll go ahead and pull this bush here, and we'll grab this tree out. And we want this to be level down here. So we're gonna come to this height. We're gonna drag all this out. And with our dirt road block, we'll come over here. We'll put one there and one right here. Now we'll grab our rake and we'll spread this down like that. And then same on this side. As soon as the hunter moves, grab that and bring it straight back like so. We'll make that one a little bit longer so she got two different distances to shoot at. There we go. And now we'll place some targets down. Let's see, we'll do this one here, and then maybe we'll do a dummy next to it, kind of like that. And the same on this side. Set this one up, and maybe put this wooden dummy over here. Yep, I like that. Okay, now we're gonna grab our dirt. We just want normal dirt here. And I'm gonna use this 2-meter rock, and I'm gonna come behind here with the dirt. I'm gonna build this up. My thoughts behind this is maybe she purposefully made the range like this so she would have a solid backdrop so she wasn't chasing her arrows if she missed. And we'll do the same on this one. Go ahead and pull this bush. I'm not worried about pulling too much vegetation because I could always plant more later. There we go, I like that. And we'll grab some fence here. We'll put some of this up. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks good. We can come over here. We can kind of place one there too. Okay, back here at the shooting line, make this a little bit more pronounced. There we go. We could slap like a barrel there, leather case. Definitely a bow rack. Okay, we get a bow rack on that. That looks cool. Just bring these bags over. Maybe just place them over here somewhere. Get out of the way, lady. And maybe some of this broken fence over here. Okay, we'll get a cup down. Now that we've leveled all that out, we can fix our staircase here too.
Adding a shield rack and rotating it like this will allow you to place the shield on a table. It's a small detail, but things like this is what makes your build look complete and functional.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That works. Okay. Yeah, that's looking good. All right, lean that up against that tree. Let's see, can we take this, rotate it like that, then dump it on its side, and like put it up against there? That's kind of cool looking. I mean, we can even take another one, tilt it the other way, and then lower this like that. Yep, I like it.
I love this archery range. It's small, but it fits well. And you can get really detailed with these and build them on a larger scale for castles or even medieval towns too.
Okay, and that's the whole thing built. So now what we're just gonna do is add some vegetation to it.
Now for the final touches, adding plants, bushes, and trees to the area to thicken it up as you please. Though this isn't really a tutorial video, it's a simple enough build to follow along with if you wish. One thing I wanted to add but forgot about in the process is a single grave tucked away somewhere. That will build lore for your area, maybe a fallen comrade during an intense bear hunt. Having micro builds like that within your build adds questions and curiosity, leaving your visitors with stories to imagine. I also gave her a dog. I thought that was fitting. Then I added some extra details to the butcher's table like I had mentioned earlier. A blade mount on the front for those bigger cuts of meat, a VUCA brawler trophy which I rotated and then laid down on its side and sunk into the table, and another bow rack on the wall. Why another one? Just because it's cool. These extra touches is exactly what the butcher's table needed. I dig it. Now if I could just keep the dog out of the gut bowl. But that's going to do it for this simple little build for the hunter. I will be doing a larger hunting lodge for her in the future, something bigger and more intricate. But I thought this would be a cool little build for in the meantime while we work on our oversized Arcane Tower. Thank you for hanging out for a bit. I hope you all enjoyed it, and take care.